This is the Honest Sauce intro song. I won't take too long because it's spicy, yeah. Oh, so spicy, yeah. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Honest Sauce and Spicy Stuff Reviews, and today is another hot sauce day, and I'm really excited about it because it's a local sauce that's made right here in the U.S. Virgin Islands on the island of St. Croix, and it is Johnny Wicket hot sauce. All right, super stoked about it. I know it's fermented, and I'm all about the ferments. And before we get into it, let me just go ahead and say, please give me a like, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell if you don't mind. I'd greatly appreciate it. Go check out the Facebook page if you want, and if you would have any, and if you have any questions, comments, or recommendations, please put those down below. I make every effort to try the recommendations, answer questions and comments. Okay, so I appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, before I do the hot sauce tasting, I always do a little talk beforehand where I talk about my own personal experience in life. Some people like it, some people don't. If you don't feel like watching that type of stuff, because it might be a little heady, it might be a little not what you're looking for, I put a timestamp down here and you can go ahead and skip to the hot sauce tasting and get into that, okay? You'll know I'll have on a different outfit during the talk, so when you see me back in this again, it's time for the hot sauce review. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the talk. All right, so I guess what we should talk about is kind of like probably what you noticed over the last month or so is that there's a lot of shit going on in the world, right? And it's super easy to get caught up in kind of the whitewater of everything and the undercurrent and get pulled down and feel a little bit like you're drowning. I know I feel that way sometimes. I go through periods where I look at all the things in the world sometimes and it just feels like it's coming at me like nonstop, like a barrage, you know? And that can like make you feel down, it can make you feel overwhelmed, it can make you feel hopeless, it can make you feel angry, probably a lot of anger it seems like. And it can make you feel, I don't know, like giving up a little bit. And just, you know, what can like an individual do to turn the wheel of this like crazy boat that seems like it's out of control, you know, when you're getting bombarded by, you know, all the crap. I mean, I would like to be able to say that it's easy to ignore, but it's not if you live in society, because it's going to be there. It's going to be on your phone. It's going to be on your computer. It's going to be on a lot of things. It's kind of hard to avoid, and especially if you're on social media, you're getting kind of like a double to quadruple dose of it, you know. So what am I doing to try to get through these kind of things without ignoring it? Because I don't think you really should ignore a lot of like the things going on in the world, because then you're just kind of part of the problem a little bit. And ignorance to things isn't an excuse, especially since if you really look at how things are, we all are kind of interconnected, even on the most you know, low level or minute level of things. We're all interconnected, whether you want to admit it or not. What's happening over in the Middle East is affecting everybody on some level all around the world, right? What was happening over in Ukraine and Russia was affecting everybody around the world on some level, whether you want to admit it or not. You know, it could be something as simple as the price of something. It could be as simple as an environmental impact that we're probably not going to feel for like decades. You know, everything is kind of interconnected, whether you want like that thought and you want to admit it or you don't. You know, at least that's what I've noticed over my life is that things are interconnected, even if I don't want to admit it. So a way that I try to get through these things is to acknowledge them, right? You can't sit there and say that horrible things aren't going on in the world or that it doesn't affect me and I'm just going to get on with my life. You have to sit with it for a bit. You have to sit with it and try to understand it. So Like over the past like month, I've been feeling kind of crappy about everything going on, right? I can admit that I want people to stop being killed. I can admit that I think that on some level everybody is participating in this. You know, whether it be through our tax dollars, through purchasing certain things, bumper stickers, flags, all these things, we're participating in these things on some level. And I'm not so sure that it helps in the larger scheme of things. I mean, if you want to give money to a charity that's helping people, that's fine. But if you just want to sit there and give money to a corporation in order to put a bumper sticker or a flag on your car or your house, that's not really helping the situation. And it's gonna what I've noticed is when you do those things, it kind of ends up snowballing, and you get negativity and positivity coming at you just from that. But back to what I was saying about acknowledging. So it's important for me to acknowledge it. There are bad things happening in the world here, and here. Or the actions of certain people are bad and are affecting things around the world because of X, Y, and Z. Or, you know, the way I spend my money impacts people around the globe, whether I want to admit it or not. So I have to accept those things, and I have to sit with them, and I have to hold them in my own space and look at them and take them for what they are. I don't necessarily think I'm a bad person when I go about my day and I'm trying to do things. I don't try to purposely do things that'll eventually harm somebody further down the line. But what I do try to do is, once I do recognize those things, I try to change myself so that when I'm interacting with the world, whether it be people, things, places, or whatever, that I'm trying to do the best I can as a human being. And if I'm trying to do the best I can as a human being, I feel like that's kind of enough, right? I mean, do I need to pick a side? Because I can honestly say, like, with what's going on in the Middle East, I don't know enough to have, like, an opinion about anything. I'm not an expert on it. All I know is that people are dying, people are suffering on both sides, and I want it to stop. That's all I can say on that. It's the same with anything around the world. I just want the suffering to stop. I want people to stop hurting each other purposely, or not even on purpose, but in ways that does not facilitate human beings moving forward in a more productive way in the world. Because in the end, I think that's probably what matters more, is that we stop acting like we're separate from everyone and everything, and we come together and we start to move forward as a species, and not as separate groups or separate breeds or separate cultures or separate things like that. I'm not saying culture is like bad for the most part. What I'm saying is we need to like understand that those things can exist and that we can have differences, but we can work together and move forward. And then hopefully, if we can do that, hopefully then, you know, maybe some of this stuff will stop or slow down or change or something. See, my cat agrees too. Right, Dex? And I'm not telling people not to have an opinion on things. I'm really not. I mean, I wish I had the answers to fix everything, and that's kind of where I end up going to, is like, how can I change this stuff? And there's no way that me alone and what I do on my daily basis will ever change governments or cultures or religious people. I will never change them just because I don't have that power. The only power I have is what comes out of my own mouth, what I choose to put into my brain, into my body, and what I choose to do with my hands and my heart. That's the only thing I have control over. I can offer help to people, such as, let me help you eat, or if you need information, I have this information here. Do with it what you think is best. I can't sit there and force people to change. I can't force people to like open their eyes and understand that all of our interactions on a daily basis have effects that we do not see or understand in that moment. And I know one thing that I can say is that unless somebody is like an expert on certain things or has studied certain things for a long time and done the work and everything and is approved by, you know, the field of study that they're involved in. Okay, I have to give my cat attention. Here he is. Unless I've studied something or have an expert opinion on it, I really don't have anything to say. That's why I feel like I can talk about this. I can talk about my experience. I can talk about like what I go through. I can talk about like how I handle things, but I can't give people the answers to stuff. Everybody has to find answers in their own hearts about these bigger issues like this. You know? I'm not really sure like what being angry and pointing the finger at other people will accomplish. Or casting blame on things, you know, because blame just wants to sit there and be and keep itself going, just like fear does, you know. And basically, what I feel like I've learned over these years is anger, sadness, hopelessness, and all these things are all connected into fear. Like fear's like the CPU, and all these other things are the auxiliary hook to it. And that's why I kind of like feel like everybody probably can relate to this on some level. Like we're just exhausted from all of it. Like we want the ship to turn, but everybody's too busy running around and stuff and being angry and upset and pointing the finger and casting blame on others than to look and go, oh, we need to turn it. We need to turn. And the only way we can turn is if we all start to try to turn it. One person isn't going to do it. One country isn't going to do it. One community is not going to do it. It's going to take everybody. So I'm not telling you not to acknowledge what's going on around the world, and I'm not telling you not to look at it. But maybe what we should do is, instead of like lashing out, is we should ask ourselves how we participate in these things, even on the lowest level. And then ask ourselves, is it really worth it? All right, I have enough. That's enough of this. Let's get into the hot sauce tasting. If you guys like this content, let me know down below. I'd like to hear about it. If there's any other these heady things you would like me to talk about, or experiences in life that I might have gone through, that you've gone through, if you want me to share my opinion on that, kind of contact me and let me know. I'm not asking you to put down there, hey, you know, talk about blah, because I've gone through it. I'm just saying, hey, if you have anything you would like me to like maybe touch on, if I have experience with it, I will do that. Okay. If I don't have experience on things, I'm not going to talk about it. That's why I don't have an opinion about one way or I'm not on either side of anything. I'm on the side of people not suffering and not dying and not going through hell. That's what I'm on the side of. Period. So let's go ahead and get into the hot sauce tasting, everybody. All right. All right, we are back. I hope you enjoyed the talk. Let's go ahead and get into Johnny Wicket. This is the Doug Smash, which is their verde sauce. I'm trying to go mild to hot on their lineup because I have like all of them. So we're gonna go mild to hot. They'll be all in separate videos, so keep an eye out for them if you like this one. And they have a Facebook page. Here's the QR code. I don't know if you'll be able to get that. I'll put a link to their Facebook page down below. You can contact them if you want. They might be able to sell you some and ship you some. I don't know yet. That's kind of up to them. But let's go ahead and get into the tasting. Doug Smash, right? Naturally fermented. I'm all about that. So there's really nothing written on the bottle or anything, but there are ingredients. So let's see what we got. We have tomatillo, jalapeno, habanero, onion, carrot, garlic, lime juice, salt, and spices. So there is habanero in here. So it's going to be probably a little bit elevated of a green sauce. I think it's going to be interesting to find out. So I guess let's just go ahead and pour it and see what we're working with, right? All right. If you look, it's looking pretty thickety thick, right? I mean, look at the bubbles not even moving really. So this is like almost like a smashy mash. See some seeds. We got some pulp going on. The bubble has finally moved up to the end of the bottle. It's looking pretty full-bodied, we'll call it. All right. So let's go ahead and open it and look at this. Look at this. I appreciate any kind of thing that helps me open the bottle. There, I tapped it down a little. Tapped it down. Let's go ahead and pour it and see how it pours. Thickety thick. Whoa. Whoa. There you go. Man, look at that. That is some thick sauce, man. Look at it. Whoa. Oh. Oh! Let me replace what I dripped off. I've been dripping a lot lately, huh? I've been dripping quite a bit lately. I guess I was trying to show off how thick it was. It's pretty thick. It's like it's kind of reminds me of the Dawson's mash sauce that you get. It's very thick, and look at that mess. It's very thick, and you can see seeds in there. You see lots of pulp. So I'm expecting this to have a really interesting mouthfeel, a lot of chewy texture, and I'm expecting it to be the bomb since it's fermented. So let's go ahead and taste it. Ooh, it's got like a smoky. There's like a smokiness to it too. My mouth is starting to water. Doesn't smell too salty, too vinegary. It's got this nice kind of like jalapeno kind of vibe going on, like a nice green sauce, but there's definitely like a smokiness in there. So they're either smoking the peppers or the tomatillos. And that smells really good. So I'm looking forward to trying this. So let's not hesitate. This is Doug Smash by Johnny Wicket, everybody. Cheers. Smoky. Got some salt, a little tanginess. The heat's ramping up though. Yeah. I'm probably about a little more than a 1, but this definitely is way more spicy, and the heat level is way more up there than like a normal green sauce. I was wondering how the seeds and stuff, it was going to be crunchy, because a lot of times when you get seeds and sauces, they're kind of crunchy, but this was kind of silky, kind of smooth and creamy almost. But that smoke flavor is very unexpected. Like, I wasn't really expecting that at all. There's garlic in there, right? Yeah, get the garlic. It's not blowing me out with salt, but sometimes fermented sauces do. And I guess the lime juice is kind of that tanginess I get in the background. It's not very pronounced. This is definitely more of a ferment forward sauce, not as vinegar based or acidic as a lot of sauces. It's very, very good. And the smoke is just kind of blowing me away a little bit, you know, because you don't really expect that in a lot of like green sauces. You just kind of expect that jalapeno greeniness flavor, you know, with the vinegar and stuff. But this is something different. The mouthfeel is pretty good. I like it. I'm gonna go back for some more. Yeah, the second time around, I get kind of more of that tomatillo-iness. A little bit more of the lime juice on that one. And I guess since that initial kind of smokiness kind of got me, it's not as smoky through the second bite. It's still there, but it's not as pronounced as like the first bite. This is like super good. I would use this on pretty much any kind of Tex-Mex or Mexican food. I would venture to put this on some like fried rice, or in like in a bowl of pho, or use it on some other Asian things. It would be great like on anything grilled. If you're grilling anything, this is gonna like take it up a notch. Maybe add a little water to it, thin it out so you can kind of brush it a little bit nicer, or just put it on regular and just kind of spread it over there and then bake it or grill it, or whatever you do with your meat. This would be pretty good. For me, I think I would like to add this to a marinade and marinate some tofu in it. I would like to add it to some salad dressings. I think it would probably be really good on some mac and cheese, because that's the litmus test for me, is a sauce good on mac and cheese. This would be great on pizza, especially like a pineapple pizza. I think this is going to blow that up and like make your head explode if you try it. I would even venture to maybe... You know what this would be really good with? Is some cornbread, I feel like. Like if you're doing like some kind of like beans and rice and cornbread, this is going to be super good on that. And it's pretty versatile, I think. It's not kind of like leaning one type of cuisine or the other. It's kind of just got that smokiness that's going to go good. You could probably make like a kind of like a green barbecue sauce with this if you want to like play around and maybe add a little bit of sweetness to it. And maybe add a little bit of other things to it. It would probably be really good like that. But just straight up eating it on stuff is good. And this is gonna, like, I think, be okay to use on more delicate things like fish or seafood or vegetables. It's not gonna blow out the flavor of those things. It's gonna enhance it and be an accompaniment to it. So pretty good so far. That's 1 out of 5, everybody. Woo! Good job. Like I said, I'm going to put their information down below if you want to go check out their Facebook page and stuff, because that's how we do things here on the island. Everything is kind of a Facebook page, you know. And they might be willing to ship some things if you want to try it. Or maybe when I reach 500 subscribers, I'll give a bottle of this away. All right, how does that sound? Let me know what you think about that down below. If anybody's been to the Virgin Islands and has happened to try some of this, please let me know down below in the description. That would be great. And if there's any other green sauces out there that you guys like, put that down below too, and I'll try to check it out. You know, I love me a good green sauce, and this is a good green sauce, and I like this because it's like so different. You know, maybe I should do like a green sauce showdown. What do you guys think of that? Let me know. All right. And keep an eye out for the rest of these videos. I will be putting them out later. I'll kind of like try to spread them out so it's just not constant. I don't like to like do one brand or one sauce company just nonstop for a while. I like to kind of spread them out. So we'll be getting to the rest of their sauces soon. So that's pretty good. Digging it. All right, everybody. I think that's going to do it, and I think it's, you know what time it is. It's that time where I tell you guys to take care of yourselves and love yourselves and just kind of push that out, you know, to the people around you. Maybe you'll see a change in them. Maybe you'll see a change in your world. I think we kind of need that right now, don't you? So until next time, keep trying hot sauce and spicy stuff, and I will see you then. I love you all. Peace. This is the Honest Sauce intro song. I won't take too long because it's spicy, yeah. Oh, so spicy, yeah. Yeah.